Hello, welcome to today's BetHelper betting preview. The game we're going to be looking at today is Portugal versus North Korea, scheduled for the 21st of June at 12:30 p.m. There's been a number of handicap moves over in Asia, went from 1.75 down to 1.25. So here will be Portugal giving up the handicap. Expect that a lot of this movement is based on North Korea's performance versus Brazil, where they actually played pretty well, must be said. And Portugal's odds at minus 1.25 are actually drifting at the moment, so maybe that might that handicap might fall further again, or we'll have to see over the next 24 hours what will happen. North Korea odds are obviously falling as a result of the handicap change. It's been big support for them at the higher handicap, so we'll see if that continues with the lower handicap. In terms of the unders and overs market, there's been a good few changes there as well. The market started at over 3 goals and it's now down to 2.25, so they're not really expecting many goals there. Since the handicap change, it was 1.92 for the over 2.25. It's now drifting, it's now at 1.96, so they're not really expecting goals. Again, that's probably down to the fact that North Korea played in the little space they gave Brazil, and with Portugal looking to struggle for goals, it looks like it's set to continue. Looking at the bet exchanges, Portugal have only slightly drifted. They were 1.39, they're at 1.40, so yeah, minimal change there really. Been a small little bit of support for North Korea. They went from 11.5 down to 11s. It gets that they were a good bit higher than 11.5 before they played Brazil. The draws also after shortening slightly, was a 5.1 down to 5s, so again not much there. The over 2.5 goal market is drifting. Was at 2.16, now it's at 2.22, so again not really expecting many goals here in this one. In terms of the percentages matched, as yet there's not that much money being matched at the exchanges. There's only 409,000 matched at the moment, so again we expect that to increase tenfold in the next 24 hours, so again that's where the major movements where we're going to make our decisions off will be based upon. But at the moment, no surprise to see that Portugal has 77% of the match bets. They were 75% yesterday, and they're 77%, so catching a bit more bit of support. North Korea were at 7% yesterday, they're at 8%, so again marginal increase in support there. The draw was at 18%, now down to 15%, so people are backing the Portugal or North Korea win more than the draw at the moment. And the unders and overs, the over 2.5 goal market was 29% of the market, now it's down to 24%, so again people are not expecting many goals here, partially due to Portugal's inability to score and rather impressive display by North Korea against Brazil, who have better strikers and better attacking players. Looking at the bookies have kept Portugal flat throughout the week. They're at 1.36, and hasn't been a change in that. We'll see if they have a movement in that in the next 24 hours, whether they short or drift. North Korea have actually drifted at the bookies. They were at 10s, now they're 11s. Again, I would assume that they were a good bit higher than 10s before they played Brazil. Not many people knew much about them. The draws at 4.5, same for the last couple of days, so there's no change there. The overs market is at over 2.5 is at 2.1, so again not really expecting over 2.5 goals, but it is short enough, so if there's a bit of support there for that in the next 24 hours, it will shorten significantly. Having a look at the form, Portugal is relatively good. They had 4 wins and 2 draws in the last 6 games. Those 2 draws were against Cape Verde Islands, where a lot of people had a bit of a laugh at Portugal's expense there and failing to beat Minnow, and they obviously drew 1-0 with the Ivory Coast in what really was a pretty disappointing game. After Ronaldo took the post, there was not much else to report from that game, so we'll see if they can actually get some attacking flair going in this one. North Korea, pretty shocking recent record. 2 draws and 4 losses in the last 6 games, and obviously no wins coming in that. But they did do well in their opener against Brazil, where they were widely expected to be absolutely hammered, where they actually held up pretty decently, only losing 2-1, and the game only the third non-European side to actually score against Brazil in the World Cup. So it's a bit of a historical moment for them for more than one reason. This is going to be their second meeting. The two sides actually met in the '66 World Cup, where they met in the quarterfinals. That game ended 5-3 to Portugal. I don't think it's going to be that many goals this time. I think North Korea led 3-0 at half-time in that one, I think. Not 100% sure, but they were definitely leading at half-time anyway. And Eusebio inspired Portugal back into that one with 4 goals. In terms of streaks, Portugal have won 7 of their 9 World Cup games versus Asian sides. And their one last game in South Korea against South Korea in 2002. They've only conceded 2 goals in the last 10 games, so they're in pretty good form defensively. Although Carvalho might be injured for this one, so we'll have to see who takes his place. More than likely it will be Pepe. Following up on that impressive clean sheet stat, they've kept clean sheets in 78.3% of their games under Carlos Queiroz, which is amazingly high, really. They can't really score as much, but I suppose it starts with a good defensive job. Portugal are actually 4 World Cup games without a World Cup win. They're on a pretty poor bit of form at the moment in the World Cup. Portugal's last 9 World Cup games has been 46 yellows and 8 reds. So they've always been in a tense competition with the opposing teams in the World Cup, it seems. And North Korea haven't won in 8 games, so particularly poor bit of form there from the North Koreans since they secured qualification. In terms of rankings, Portugal are somehow ranked 3rd in the world by FIFA, while they rank 11th on the ELO rankings. So pretty good side, but in pretty poor form, must be said, in the last 2 years since the European Championships. Looking at North Korea, they're 105th in the world according to FIFA, and they're 79th according to the ELO rankings. So you kind of would expect the ELO ranking to drop a bit given their good display against Brazil. The referee for this one is Pablo Pozo. He's from Chile. He's ref 60 international games, given 305 yellows, average of 5.08 yellows per game, which is particularly high. The average is about 3.5, so he's a little bit higher for that one. He's given 35 red cards, which gives him an average of 0.58 reds per game. So again, that's about twice the average, so look out for that one. He's given 15 penalties, which is an average of 0.25 penalties per game, which is falls into about the average. Injuries in this one, Carvalho, the Portuguese centre-back, looks like he's set to miss out, more than likely replaced by Pepe, as I said earlier. In terms of goals scored in qualification, Portugal scored 1.58 goals per game, exceeding just 0.41, so particularly solid display from them there defensively. North Korea scored 0.875 goals per game, exceeding 0.625 goals per game. No surprise there to see that they've got one of the lowest average goals scored in the World Cup. Now looking at the probabilities, the computer probabilities has Portugal at 69%, while the applied bookmakers odds is at 71%, so pretty much a tie there, so they're pretty fairly priced at the moment. The computer probabilities for North Korea victory are 12%, while on the 9% on the bookmakers implied probabilities, so again both pretty much writing them off. And in terms of the draw, it's 19% versus 20%, so again pretty much bang on there in terms of that for a fair price. There's been huge support for North Korea in the Asian handicap, so I'd look to that over the next 24 hours, see if that continues, or if indeed their odds drift as the handicap is now shorter. I'd also look to the unders in this one. Both teams don't really look like they're going to score many. And North Korea are a lot better defensively than I had anticipated. And I'd also look to the red card market, given this ref seems to like to dish out yellows and red cards. So check out twitter.com/BetHelper for some more updates on this game and all the other games. And leave any comments below.